Professor Veera Singha, the Vice Chancellor of the NSBM, the Dean of the Faculty, Tilini, thank you very much for your kind introduction. The Senate and the Board of NSBM and the staff. Ladies and gentlemen, and dear graduates who have passed out today and received your convocation. This is the first time I seen the NSBM to myself, where my dear friend and my batchmate at Ernst & Young and Chartered Accountancy Qualification, Sujiya Mudulige, invited me to address this August Assembly. I had not seen the NSBM prior to this. It's a magnificent achievement by any standards. The facility that you have, I just took a glimpse of it. I was coming to my drive and I told him, it's like going to a foreign university. Congratulations to Professor for building such a fantastic facility. And the great students. In fact, I was telling Sujiva that my son who studies in Sydney, I went to UNSW, this looks better, equal or better than that university in Australia. It's a fantastic facility. And Sujiva was telling me that he's going to take me around the university to show it to me, that it has hostel facilities for almost 500 students. It has facilities to house lecturers. And this auditorium, look at it, the building, the structure, and it's a self-sustaining institution, because most times universities and higher education institutions depend on the government budget for financing. But I was told that this is a self-financing institution. It is a magnificent structure and achievement in my view. First time I have seen a facility of this nature. So I think the students and the parents are extremely lucky to have joined a university of this nature and having gone through the academic career in a place like this. So once again, congratulations to the entire team for the grand job. And I will tell the President when I meet him next time this week, what a fantastic facility that you have here. So actually when Sujiva asked me to come as a chief guest today, I was wondering what to say to the graduates who are passing out today. And half of our speech is delivered by the presence of this magnificent facility. When we studied 40 years ago, both Suju and I, at the Institute of Chartered Accountants, the facility is very bare. I mean, all of you witnessed that. To what you have today as students, you all are very lucky. You all are very fortunate. The parents who are here, who are very proud to see your children passing out today. I don't think we had a facility of this nature where our parents could come on the day that we receive our membership from the chief guest. It was a bare minimum hall. So compared to that, to 40 years, I think the kids today, the graduates today who pass out, are very lucky and extremely fortunate to study in an environment of this nature. Because it's not only I was talking to your Deputy Vice Chancellor, who very appropriately said that university education is not only about the substance of the course that you follow or the degree that you follow, but it is the atmosphere in which you grow up. You need an atmosphere of this nature, where you have a facility of this nature, where you have complexes to take part in sports, in extracurricular activities, in debates, in drama, competition. That is what makes a student an all-round student. A person who is passing out today as a graduate should not be only people who are confined to books. They should be people who have a multitude of interests in life, in art, in culture, in sports, in current affairs. That is how you make an overall student. Because when you come out to the world, and I'm sure most of you will be joining the private sector, you'll find the place, the world is different to what it is here as an academic. The industry is very competitive. Industry will reward people who contribute to the bottom line of companies. So you have to be beyond normal, there will be exceptional in being successful in the corporate sector. We at my own firm, we recruit over the last 40 years I have been at EY, we would have recruited and seen about 10, 20,000 people joining and leaving. And most of them, when they leave the private sector, when they enter the private sector, the world is different. We have seen the challenges they face when enter the private sector. The level of competition you have to face, the innovation that is required from you, the patience more than anything else that is required from you is very important. Because today's youth want to succeed very fast. It took me almost 37 years to become the managing partner of Ernst & Young. So it's never an easy walk. It was a very difficult path. When we started, we had to go through 2 insurrections. We had to face the war, 30 years of conflict we faced as students. There were times that when we had to walk home from office due to various disturbances that we had in the country at that time. But we survived all that. We became tough. So you all also need to be, you're lucky that you don't have to face those situations. But in the private sector, you have to become more competitive. I'm sure the graduates you are producing from here, looking at them, looking at what you have gone through, I've seen your courses the short time I've seated here, and I was talking to your Vice Chancellor. Your people apparently have 95% success rate in securing jobs in the private sector. And that is great to hear. And I think you all should go beyond this. I'm not promoting my profession, but if you from here continue, because you all business students, if you continue your accountancy career, if you join chartered, if you do chartered, you will have a career better than another normal student. Because you can go to any country in the world and work, and you can also strive and do well in Sri Lanka. So the message I want to give you is that, A, you have to be patient. I find a lot of people who join the private sector today want to reach the top very fast. It won't happen. Today's levels of competition are more Sujiva than when we were students. Because more people are passing out. We didn't have this kind of facilities where 150 to 200 students from a university of this nature is passing out. Like that, the institute produces about 300-400 people. The local universities produce about 500-600 people. There's a limit to which the private sector can absorb. So therefore, you need to develop your level of patience in order to do well in life. I also thought I will speak to you about the current migration. We saw a lot of students who pass out from Sri Lanka. Their next goal was to migrate out of the country. And we found streams of people migrating out of Sri Lanka in the last 2-3 years. People who have studied here, got education here. But you couldn't blame them. This country was facing financial difficulty. We are going through a political crisis. So people naturally wanted to migrate. But I must tell you, over the last 2-3 years, and even now, the country has reached a relative stability both politically and financially. We are now having inflation at almost zero, which is not the best thing to happen. it should go up a little bit further. We find interest rates stabilizing at single digit after a long time. We find our reserves, which are $20 billion, now gone to almost $7 billion. We'll be completing the restructuring with the foreign creditors, more hopefully by end of this month. The IMF agreement is on track. And we are achieving growth of about 3 to 4% this year. And with the government pledge on anti-corruption, eliminating waste, creating an equal level playing field for every Sri Lankan in this country, bringing good governance and equality into our system, I'm sure we can see a better Sri Lanka, a stable Sri Lanka, economically, socially, and politically. We can take this country forward only if everyone joins. It's not the mandate of one person, but a mandate for a whole country. So I'm talking to the youth who are here today. I understand and appreciate your ambitions in life to do well. Everyone wants to do well in life, to have a good job, a good salary, a vehicle, care for your parents, care for your brothers, sisters, and have a stable life. But that life you can have in Sri Lanka as well. So my request to you is that all of us, especially the youth who are graduating here, must look at Sri Lanka in a more passionate, medium to long-term view. We need youth, we need the skill of all of you to develop this country and make it a better place. So I'm sure you will keep that in mind. In the next year and thereafter, the economic plan of this country, which way this country is going to go forward economically, be spelled out by the President during his budget speech. We are in the process of formulating the proposals. And it is a private sector led growth that is going to happen. Most sectors of the economy will be run by the private sector. The government sector will enter into as many PPP projects as possible and try to get the participation of everyone in this country. So there is a lot of hope for all of you. There's a lot of promise for all the youth who are here. I'm talking to the parents, sisters and brothers of the graduates who have passed out today, to have belief and faith and hope in this country. And if all of us join in that effort, if all of us join in the promise, this country will always be a better place for all of us. So with those few words, once again congratulating all the students who have passed out today, and for the parents who are more than happy for all of you to see your children passing out as graduates of this prestigious university. Thank you very much for your presence and the support you give the children. And more than anything, I want to thank the Council of the University, the Senate, and the staff who are here, who has done a fantastic job in making sure that your education here, while you are here, you are the best of it and the most successful, and then you go out from this university and become good citizens and be proud of this country and this place. Thank you very much once again for inviting me.